Now we're rolling. Damage Plan MMA podcast. I'm Jason. As always, my co-host, the voice of MMA in Utah, Mr. Zack Partridge.
What up, dog?
What up? Round 3 for the day. Fighter Spotlight. Welcoming back Super Steven Siler for February or August 28th. Almost said February. August 28th, next Saturday. You will be fighting this Saturday. It's next Saturday. It's the next Saturday coming up.
No, it's this Saturday.
Well, whatever. Saturday, Steve's back in the cage fighting for the Fierce Fighting Championship. He will be fighting Carson Hardman in the main event. Mr. Siler, welcome back, sir.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah.
Hey, how's that retirement going, brother?
Yeah, you know what, man? It didn't last too long. I think the COVID made it last a lot longer, or the retirement was a lot longer than my actual retirement. So,
for everybody's asking why, because all of a sudden it was just like, boom, I'm fighting Will Brooks in South Carolina. I'm back.
So here's the thing with that. I've been working at the airport for the last year and a half now.
Yeah.
And I was over at the Salt Lake Airport, and I live in Provo.
Yeah.
And being the last person they hired before COVID, I had no say in anything. So they gave me like the worst shift possible, like 3:30 in the morning. Oh. And then me being a dad of 3 and married and all that, I didn't go to bed till past midnight. So I was living life off like no sleep at all. And we had the fights coming up. I was working full time, and then I had to go train for my fight, get ready, and then all of a sudden they canceled the show because of COVID. So I went to a full training camp, and day before weigh-ins, we get canceled. Then I basically stayed in training camp the entire time, still working on no sleep, and we have to go through a second training camp. And I'm not the best worker, I'm not going to lie. And I got in trouble with the FSD. He kind of told me that, trying to figure out where's my goals. And I'm like, hey, I just want to go down to Provo. Like, get me down to Provo Airport, I'll be good. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, that won't happen for at least another year. So if I find out I'm going to be stuck in Salt Lake for another year, going through training camp, no sleep, I already figured it right then. I'm like, it's not even going to be possible for me to do it. Yeah. I get into the cage fighting Bobby, and literally before our first exchange, I'm literally thinking, man, should I tell Court I'm ready to retire right now? Like, I'm already thinking we haven't even thrown punches yet. Like, I feel off. I don't want to be here. This sucks. I'm exhausted already. I think we're fighting past my bedtime. Like, it's just, I just hated everything going on. And then I feel like that was like one of the worst performances I've ever had in the cage. And right then and there, I was like, dude, I'm done. I'm not doing this. Yeah. Hung up the gloves. 3 weeks later, I get an email transferring me down to Provo.
Oh, wow.
So they tell me I'm not going to be doing it for another year, if not longer. I get it 3 weeks later where now I'm down to Provo Airport, which is 5 minutes away from my house. The earliest I wake up is like 7:38 in the morning. Like half my shift's like relaxing at home. I'm able to start training, enjoying the gym. I started helping Court get ready for his fight, and people are like, dude, you still got it. You're good. I'm like, it's crazy what 8 hours of sleep can do for you. So kept on working, and all of a sudden my manager called me and offered me Will Brooks. And I was like, that's the fight I can't turn down. Former Bellator champion, someone that with a name like that, let's do it. And since I didn't really get hurt in that fight, I hit up Cody. I'm like, hey, dude, I'm still active. Let me go. Yeah. And so he offered me this one, and now the plan is just to keep on fighting.
So there's going to be more after this.
Oh, hell yeah. There'll be plenty more to this.
Well, I didn't realize you're only 34 years old, so you still have plenty of years ahead of you.
Oh, plenty of years. I mean, I got a lot of miles on me, but I'm going to be doing it for quite a few more years now that like I said, I'm sleeping now. I have a lot more time on my hands. I'm going to be able to relax, especially if I keep on this 170 stuff. Being able to eat whatever the hell I want before fight week. Let's do it.
So is 170 the goal? Is that going to be your weight class going forward, or do you think you go back down to 155?
I'll probably go back down to 155 unless I can talk the other 45ers, 55ers to just fight me at not cut weight, because I'm not trying to get back to the UFC. I'm not trying to do this weight cut. Let's just go out there and fight.
Yeah, I love it.
But those 170 guys are huge, so we'll see how that works out.
Well, that's the nice thing with Carson, right? Your opponent, he doesn't really believe in weight cuts. He walks around, about 175, 176.
Yeah, that works for me. That's about the same as me, so we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there won't be that big of a size difference. You just used to make a bigger weight cut than he was willing to, apparently.
Yeah.
So when you made the decision to retire and then everything happened 3 weeks later, after that Will Brooks fight, was did you know at that point when you took that fight that you were going to become super active again? Or is it just, you just kind of wanted to see how that one went?
I knew I was going to keep going after the Will Brooks fight. I thought that would be a lot more entertaining because I've seen his previous fights where he stood a lot more. And I know it's my bad for not stopping the takedown, but
he just laid on you.
He was good. But I had to plan on, especially even after that fight, to be active for a while. And even after taking no damage, I didn't know I'd be fighting this quick. But I'm glad I am because I stayed in shape. I'm ready to go, and I didn't really have to go through an entire camp while I was already in shape.
That's awesome, man.
Nice.
So what do you know about Carson Hardman?
I don't know much about him. I've seen him fight. I saw when he fought Clay for like the first round, but then it was an exciting first round. But I had to go because I had some family, like get back to the family. I think I was cornering that night or something. So I watched the first round. And I walked out the door. I didn't really get to see the finish. Other than that, I've never really seen him fight. Oh, other than when he fought Nate. I fought Curtis.
Yeah.
That's the only time I've seen him fight before. So I don't really know much about the kid. I met him a few times. He was extremely respectful towards me. I only seen that one jackass moment reacted against Nate. That kind of irritated me, but
that's kind of what I was leading into because there's some people wondering like if this was like I'm gonna get that one back for a guy that I train with.
It wasn't that. It was just that's what they offered me, and I told Cody, "Hey, I'm still good to go." I was expecting October, and then when he threw it in August, I'm like, "Hell yeah!" And then he's like, "Carson Hardman at 70." Like, yeah, that's easy. Let's do it.
Take it.
Yeah, I'll take that in a heartbeat. And so that is a good matchup, good weight, good everything. So everything just worked out the way it was supposed to.
Cool.
Perfect.
Because I mean that was a big memorable moment right before COVID, right? Carson got the big knockout and then kind of had his, I don't know, emotional outburst, and a lot of people didn't take too well to that. And unfortunately, we know Carson, and he is genuinely a pretty good dude, but he got a lot of non-fans from that. And so that was kind of a big question around this was if that led into it, but it just kind of worked out that way.
No, yeah, it was just the opponent they offered me. It's something I've been accepting. And like I said, every single time I've met the kid, as far as I remember, he's been nothing but respectful. And everyone has those glimpses where you make a total fool of yourself, and I'm sure I probably had one in my career at some point. But now as a vet, I got to teach the kid, hey, you gotta act like you've been there before.
Yeah,
I like it.
So I think Jason said something. You've had like 56 professional fights. Is that right? 62. Okay, my bad.
Easy.
Not all of them are on there, Jason.
I was going to say, they're not all on Tapology.
No, I mean, they don't count the Ultimate Fighter show, which obviously those are pro fights. So they don't count as pro fights, but they don't count them on my record. They don't count all the old UCE days back in 2005, 2006. I still have, this is number 62.
So you've been fighting since 2005, right?
2005, 16 years.
I was just a junior in high school.
Wow.
Hey, I was a senior in high school.
Yeah. We're about the same age. I only just started fighting like 4 years ago. That's the difference.
Those first two I was still in high school actually when I fought for the UCE.
Really?
Wow. I think some of the unsanctioned ones up in Wyoming and Idaho and yeah.
I remember your fights back in the day. I remember watching you back in the day. It was fun.
I was just going to say,
doing a lot more entertaining.
I was just going to say, Steve, like you're like doing these unsanctioned or whatever cage fights in high school. Did you just walk up and down the halls in high school, just like punking people? Just like what?
I don't even think I hit puberty till after I graduated. So I was still just a little guy where people wanted to kick my ass. But I was so good at taking a punch, I was like able to do it and take a beat and keep going.
That brings up a good point. We just talked. Zack and I were talking about this on our podcast where we broke down the UFC fights, and you and Carson's name came up as two guys that both of you guys can take a shot and give one back. So we are expecting fireworks this Saturday night with you guys, man.
Oh, yeah, I said I watched that first one with Clay, and yeah, they were swinging, man. They were both, and I'm like, that kid has a chin. I never seen, like I said, I haven't seen him really get hit other than that, but. I mean, they were both just swinging for the fences. It was nice.
Yeah.
Carson had a fight with Mike Jones where I think in person it was the fight that I've never seen somebody get their face smashed in so hard and then pull off. He triangled him and put him to sleep after his face had been smashed for like a round and a half.
It was crazy.
Mike's tough, man. I've trained with Mike plenty of time over at the Pit Elevated, and I've known Mike really well. Kid's tough. So, that's a good win.
Yeah. So, and that's why we're talking about, like, you guys are both so durable and stuff. Do you expect this fight? Do you know Carson didn't know? We had him on the podcast Friday. He didn't know. Is this scheduled for 3 rounds or is it 5 because it's a main event?
No, it's just 3.
Just 3.
It's 3 rounds.
Is this a fight that you expect to go the full 3 rounds, or do you think that there's an opportunity to get a finish earlier for you?
No, I'm definitely gonna get a finish. I don't like getting tired, guys. That 15 minutes is tiring. I do not want to go the distance.
Hey.
Go ahead, Jason.
Oh, nothing. I wasn't going to say anything.
He's efficient. That's why he's had so many fights. He doesn't like going the distance. He's got to be efficient with the
get tired, man. Conditioning. I mean, even though I work with Court, who's like a conditioning machine, I hate that. I don't like pushing it like Court does. So I want to end it early Saturday night.
I think that should be my new mindset. I just did 5 rounds in an AME title fight for Steel Fist. That was not. It was exhausting.
No, I've done plenty of 5-round fights, and they were never fun.
Yeah, I'll let you guys do that. I'll sit home and play my video games.
So
it's a lot easier doing the fights in 2-3 minutes. I got a lot less tired those days.
What? So just curious, somebody that's been around and had so many fights. You've had 62 pro fights. What's your favorite fighting moment
that I had?
Yeah.
Knocking out Mike Brown, knocking out the former champion of the world in 50 seconds. That was a fun one. I remember fighting Cole Miller mid-fight. You see it on the TV. I bitch slapped him, and we had animosity before a fight. And you see, I bitch slapped him. I literally stopped the fight and go, "I just bitch slapped you," and I start laughing during the fight.
I'm gonna have to go rewatch that now.
Yeah, that's right. I think it was like second round. You see me slap him. I literally just stopped and I told him I bitch slapped you. There's a few moments. Yeah, I've had plenty of moments of joking around in the cage, laughing, having fun. I've had plenty of fun fights.
That is awesome, man.
So, and you beat Cole Miller's little brother to get onto the Ultimate Fighter. Is that right? Am I remember that right?
That was where the animosity kicked in. He didn't like that.
I was gonna say, dude, was so good. So you beat 2 brothers. Is that right?
Yep. I beat the Miller brothers. I beat the Sharp brothers.
I was going to say you beat the Sharp brothers too. Yeah, I was just looking at that.
John and Steve Sharp. Yep.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
That's really good. That's good. So, not looking past Carson or whatever, assuming you get a big win Saturday night. How fast are you trying to get on that October card again for Fierce or looking? We'll see.
I'm gonna hit up the manager after this, see what options. I wouldn't mind traveling to. My manager kind of threw out Abu Dhabi for a few fights for AEW or not AEW, Best Wrestling, AEW, AUW. I can't remember the promotion over there. That would be a fun one because he has a lot of connections with them. I wouldn't mind taking a boxing fight actually.
Oh, really?
Something that pays good. I wouldn't mind taking a few more paychecks. Also, I'm definitely going to keep at it MMA. So whatever they offer me, God forbid I break something, or I don't want to get hurt this fight, but I want a quick turnaround. Just keep active.
Cool, man. I was going to say AEW. You can try to fight CM Punk.
CM Punk, baby.
He just came back.
My son would love that. He's obsessed with it. He watches both. He just nonstop. That's all he's doing, watching AEW, WWE every day.
I like it.
Man. So that's what I used to do when I was a kid.
Yeah, we'll ask you the question we've been asking people. So we have this thing where a lot of fighters, they like to be humble, and that's great, and not give a prediction of how they're going to finish a fight or when it's going to end or whatever. So if they don't, we ask them what would be their finishing move, like WWF like style finishing move. Mm-hmm. So if you had a finishing move, what would your finishing move be, Steve?
Dude, I've never thought about that. And I've done plenty of matches. I fight with my son every night actually, but he usually gets the finish on me. So
what move does he use on you?
Oh, dude, he does everything, but he likes Aleister Black. He just went to AEW. He does a little kick, a little spin kick, and he likes landing that. He's pretty athletic for a 7-year-old, but yeah, he does a little. I can't remember what black mass, something like that, black mass kick or something.
Yeah,
he'd be able to tell you more than I would, but yeah, he kicks me right in the face.
So awesome. After having the career that you've had, does your son do martial arts training?
You know what? No, he does. He's done jujitsu. But I'd rather get him to other sports. Like he's been playing soccer, football, mostly, and basketball, things like that. He seems like soccer the most right now. When he stops doing that, I'll probably get him back to EGBAR and Dane's jiu-jitsu gym. But I'm just gonna keep him active, whatever. I don't want to force MMA down his throat because I really don't care for him to fight. I've seen how rough the sport is, and it's not something I want him to be doing. But if he decides to, that's up to him. But I'd rather him get into other things and go down those routes.
Yeah, because my oldest is 9. MMA is not his thing. He likes that I fight. He likes coming to the fights, but like he doesn't really like to train. He thinks he's going to the NBA. He likes playing baseball. It's like, dude, yeah, do that. People are like, your son's gonna fight. I'm like, I hope not.
No, he's pretty convinced he's gonna go to the WWE once he turns old enough. He's convinced he's gonna be a wrestler.
That's awesome.
And, growing up, so did I. I always thought I was gonna be a professional wrestler too. So, hopefully he doesn't go down this route. But if he does, we'll do it. I'll support him either way.
Awesome.
So, Steve, do you have any sponsors you want to give a shout out to before we let you get out of here?
I do. I mean, I have a top equity real estate. My wife works there, and Jay and Sheree have been amazing, helping me support and financially, emotionally, everything. They've been helping me through this camp. Get ready. We have Kevin Cooney with K2 Financials that he's been supporting me since my Lance Palmer fight. We have Taylor Matson at Castle and Cook Mortgage, helping. He helped me get into my home, and doing the mortgage side of that. Where I'm a fighter, it's not really that easy to get qualified, and he did everything he can to help me out with that. And also Bucked Up, man. Bucked Up helped hooking me up with energy drinks. I'm addicted to those. I'm drinking an energy drink every morning, supplements, everything. Ryan and Dan and, the Gardner family, they've been very supportive and helped me out quite a bit.
Right on.
Awesome, man. Well, we will see you this Saturday night, August 28th, main event, Fierce Fighting Championship. Thanks again, Steve. Appreciate it, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Cool. Thanks, Steve.
Roger that. And we are out.